The Cultural Trail has not only been a great tourist attraction for Indianapolis, but it has also been great for local businesses and people to interact and connect within their own communities. 23 days the people from this apartment building have been without heat and water. Management say they are doing the best they can to fix the problem and work with the residents. But this is and will continue to be a frustrating situation. Groundbreaking research right here in Indiana. I'm Kristen Troxell. Coming up, how a new program can help prevent type 2 diabetes. Jeffrey Brock now faces preliminary charges of attempted abduction and molestation. I'm Kristen Troxell. First, the IU Hillel Center held a controversial discussion about sexual orientation in Judaism. The victim was forced behind this building. IMPD released surveillance video taken from this tire shop that was critical for this investigation. Nearly 26 million Americans have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. 1 in 3 adults, that's 79 million people, have prediabetes, and only 7% know they have it.
Diabetes is at epidemic levels in this country, and people who are at high risk for it are extraordinarily numerous. It is really important that we get a handle on diabetes if we're going to really stop this epidemic.
But there is some good news. IU Dr. David Marrero has helped design a diabetes prevention program that has proven to reduce risk by nearly 70%. And the YMCA has decided to take on the task.
For decades, I tried to lose. I have lost. In fact, I've lost all that I'm supposed to, and the class isn't even over yet, trying to get 3 more pounds down. But it's just success.
Researchers say this program has worked because it's a lifestyle change, not just any other fad diet. Instead, it is a 12-month group-based program that has 16 one-hour weekly sessions, followed by a monthly session with a trained lifestyle coach. The goal of this program is to lose 7% of your body weight and to gradually increase exercise to 2.5 hours per week. Marilyn Folks says it's working.
Once you have that success, once you drop that first pound, it's worth it.
Doctors say even a moderate amount of physical activity can decrease the number of cases of type 2 diabetes as much as 58%, a lifestyle change Maryland can live with. Kristen Troxell, 24-Hour News 8. Students have been bracing these sub-zero temperatures while walking to class, and now they will likely have to brace something else, their heating bill. The Energy Information Administration reported there is a rise in gas and electric bills as much as 23.5% in the Midwest. Some people are seeing their bills double or even triple, and students are not happy about it.
I'm kind of overwhelmed, really, especially because it's the beginning of the semester. I just bought books. I have car insurance. I have to pay all these bills, and now I have to pay electric along with my rent. It's a ridiculous amount of money.
I think they should take into account how much they're charging. If you know you're in an area where people aren't having that much of an income, so you have college students or maybe a very low income area where a lot of people don't have the money, you should definitely take into account that no one can control the weather, and in this weather, if you don't use heat, you die.
But there are things you can do. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, every 24-hour period the heat is lowered by only 1 degree can result in a 2% savings on your heating bill. And if you turn it back 10 to 15 degrees for 8 hours, you could save up to 15% on your heating costs. One of the easiest ways to lower your bill is to change your air filter regularly. A dirty air filter causes your heating system to work harder, which then uses more energy. Vectren Gas and Duke Energy are supplying energy during one of the longest, coldest stretches many Hoosiers can remember. They both say it is important to plan ahead. Call them if you are having any difficulty paying your bill. They can help you set up a payment plan before you risk disconnection. For IU Newsnet, I'm Kristen Troxell. A cultural change is needed to stop the HIV epidemic in Uganda. Throughout Ugandan history, men have been the dominant gender. This power imbalance has created distortions in the messages distributed by the government about HIV. Married couples have been largely ignored. The 2011 Uganda HIV Indicator Survey shows that married people are actually more likely to be HIV positive than unmarried people.
You told people to abstain till marriage, but you didn't tell them what message to give when they're married.
And we forgot that there was another group that needed to be targeted.
These power inequalities exist because society values a man's role more than the roles women fulfill. Society privileges men over women, and since this privilege is not questioned, Those who have it tend to abuse it. Women lack power to protect themselves and are expected to be innocent and submissive when it comes to sex.
In the African culture, bargaining is really difficult in relationships. Men take the higher position. You would have to consent to what they do. If he doesn't want to use a condom, you may not be able to use it.
There's too much trust among the married couples, but at the same time, there is a lot going on among this group. They are cheating, at the same time, there is trust at home.
These rising HIV rates among married couples have left many organizations scrambling to find solutions. To combat this problem, organizations that help women living with HIV and AIDS, like NACWOLA and ICWEA, have created education programs and started campaigns to emphasize the rights of women in marriage. They believe that recognizing and challenging harmful gender roles is crucial to preventing the spread of HIV. Men's attitudes and behaviors toward their partners, families, and women in general must be changed.
We had to bring both men and women together, discuss on how we can support each other.
I think we need to be looking at how do we come up with messages that are not going to be stigmatizing, messages that are not going to give false impression and false hope to people, but messages that are, addressing the real issues.
These support groups are motivating HIV-positive women to go door to door in their communities to talk about their challenges.
Empower a woman and you would have empowered the community and the nation.
They look at us and they're like, yeah, life is there. We can live. We can be like them. We can make it. We can do this.
From Uganda for the IU School of Journalism, this is Kristen Troxell reporting on HIV/AIDS in Africa.